Good morning, I'm Lynn, and welcome to another day at Ewetopia Farms. Today we're going to start off with yesterday afternoon, where we get the coverall set up for a bunch of ewes and lambs from in here to go over to the coveralls, and we're going to move the lambs over there, hopefully today too. And there's more sheep born, and we'll give you an update. So that's what's happening here today. Stay with us. So from this mucky, terrible mess here, you can see that Arnie's still removing manure from that barn. He should almost be done now. And then we'll be getting it set up to bring lambs across. So this is where the Dorset lambs and mums were the other day, and you can see he says he's got 2 more bucket loads and he's done in here, and then we're gonna bed it up and get it ready. All the lambs are over on this side now, just while it's getting cleaned. And it's afternoon, so afternoon means siesta time. But you can hear it's pretty quiet in here for newly weaned lambs. So I think maybe we did a good job weaning them this year by letting them run free away from their mums all day long. Kind of made it more like a self-weaning. This is where the Dorset mums are, and Chewy. Until they saw me, they were all lying down quietly in here too. Not a lot of screaming going on in here either. That's very good. You guys doing okay without your little lammies? I think so. On topic. For the base of this pen, Arnie's rolling out some first cut hay because we have an abundance of it and it rolls out really easily. And on top of this, we're gonna take some of that nice loose straw and sprinkle it all over the top. And the next sheep in here are gonna have a really fresh, beautiful, clean barn to live in for the next few months. And you can see how tall the feeders, I don't know if you can tell, but the feeders have been cleaned out right to the bottom, so they look quite tall now. So there's lots of rooms for the lambs to go under there and snuggle down when the weather does get cold, because it's been warm lately, but it's gotta go cold soon. Okay, we've got the straw bales to put over top. We managed to get the wrap off this time without the whole bale splitting open. But still, I don't think it'll roll out, which is what he wanted to do. So he's just gonna spread it with the jaws. But at least there's no lambs in here now, so we're gonna put extra bedding in here. So when the lambs come in, it's really, really cozy. The nice thing about the straw is the color. But aside from that, there's really not too much difference as bedding between hay and straw. So these guys are running around the straw right now. It's extremely dusty. They're having a fantastic time. Arnie's setting up the creep pen, so that means he has to bring 2 creep feeders into each quarter of the barn, because this barn will be divided up into 4 pens again. And this is where all the mums and lambs will come eventually. For now, we're going to have 2 groups starting probably tomorrow. for the night, we're gonna leave these guys free to have fun in the whole barn. I think we'll just leave the gates down and let them have at it. I thought the curtain was falling down, but Arnie's unrolling it to get rid of some of this dust. I don't know if you can see Arnie back there. It's so dusty. What are you guys doing? Is it fun? So now he's bringing another creep feeder over here. We already have 2 up front on this side. Now we're gonna have 2 in the back. Why you need the curtain open, because these guys are stirring up the dust. You guys, that looks so much fun. I'm gonna need my spray tonight. I have asthma. We're moving our first group over to the coverall. They're having a little bit of a problem, but they're getting it. barely any fuss at all, we got them over. So we got all the Dorsets over to the coverall. Now we got the triplets, we held them back, and we put up a divider wall now in the group pen, because at one point we were going slowly, so we had the Dorsets and Suffolks mixed, but when you're bringing them to the coveralls, it's really hard to sort them in a big group. So right now we got a divider wall up in the middle. The Dorsets are going to go on this side, and the Suffolks, these are the ones we left behind. And we'll fill that pen up till we have 10, and then the Suffolks will head over to the barn. And then we'll do the white ones and back and forth. The jugs are pretty well full right now. So we're trimming a whole bunch of sheep so we can let them out and make room for all the new ones. We got a mom with her twins coming to join the Suffolk group now. Got another mom coming out to see them. Yeah, that's one Suffolk twin. So we already have 5 in here. Here comes another Suffolk mom with her twin lambs. Go guys, you stay there. It's not an exodus. Go on. Come on, lammies. There you go. Okay, we have 6 in here now. Now we're letting out the next mom with twins. The problem with the other alleyway is that they instinctively come this way, so we have to get them to turn around and go the other way. We'll see if this girl does it better, because this time we have both her lambs. No, no. They don't like that too. And we have a little secret door here. This ewe is going into a new jug because she's going to get released shortly, and we want to free up this jug for some twins that were just born. So as of today, this moment, we've had 36 ewes have lambs, and they're all turning into twins now. Today we had, this morning, so we've only just started the day, we've had 3 sets of twins. This is one set. All 3 are boy and girl. And she's still passing her placenta, this mom. We just put her in the jug. But I thought I'd show you, she's a cross. And this is the ewe lamb. Hi, you're very pretty. And this is the ram lamb. Of course, it's always the ram lamb who has the cute markings. Hi, you're really nice. You are. So her placenta is coming right out. She's starting to eat it, you see that? But I can't take it away from her because it's still coming out. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to pull it out. We generally don't like the ewes to eat it because they can sometimes choke on it because it's really, really crunchy, long stuff. The reason sheep eat their placentas is because if they were out in the fields, it's the afterbirth and stuff that's going to lure in predators. So the quicker mom can get rid of the proof of newborn lambs, the safer she and her lambs are going to be. But no, it's still firmly attached to her, so she's going to eat what she can reach until the rest of it falls out. Oh, honey, you got a face full of it. It's not nice, is it? She's got lots of milk, so we're gonna leave her. Okay, here's today's update on the sheep. You can see she's still straining. This is the ewe that's not feeling well. The good thing is that we've seen her eating. She drank a little bit of water. She's straining again, you see. If she has placenta in there, there's nothing we can do about it, but she is on drugs. She's also had some more glycol today, and her lamb is still doing great. But it is funny she's doing that. Who else can I show you? Elsie still has her single lamb. This is a humdinger ram lamb, of course, that I just tagged and stuff. He's really nice. This is Pinky in here with her real lamb, and they're laying together. Pinky's warm, and they both look like they're well fed. And when I offered her a bottle, she wouldn't take it. So I'm assuming that this is going well, the adoption. But we always leave adopted lambs in a lot longer because we've had it when you let them into the pen. Once they're free, they won't recognize the adopted lamb anymore. So we want to make absolute sure that the adoption has been successful. These lambs were born this morning when Arnie wasn't here, and they got chilled. So they're under a blanket by a hot water bottle. One's gotten out and is going around the pen now, so that's good. I did give them an enema because cold lambs are cold not just because of the temperature in the barn, but because they haven't had their colostrum quickly. So they have had colostrum now. We tubed them and we did an enema and got a lot of poop out of both of them. So they should now start to perk up. And these are the other two that were born this morning. And I see she's past her placenta. So we're gonna remove that. And you can see that's what a placenta looks like. She's eaten a good portion of it, but there's a lot left here. Were you full, honey? So she's full now. She doesn't want any more placenta. So that goes out on the pile to go to the manure pile. I almost forgot to mention Yellow. Yellow seems to be doing okay too. The only thing I don't like about Yellow is that he lays over there and the other one lays here. I'd like to see a little more bonding going on, but I offered him a bottle too and he really didn't take too much, so I assume that he's getting milk. But again, he's going to be in here a little bit longer. I just finished doing the salt and minerals in the Suffolk barn, and I found a placenta in there. So that would have been this girl's placenta, and that's why the lambs are cold, because she had the lambs and it was a colder night, and she also had time to deliver her placenta as well. So they could have been in the cold and not had colostrum for probably, that could be even 4 hours. So that's probably what happened there. But I see that one of them is up and is looking pretty good right now, hopping around. And the other one's asleep. But I think it was this one that was the weaker one to begin with. So hopefully we got everyone in the nick of time. There she goes. Sometimes you feel like the poor rams are getting neglected because we're so busy getting everybody else fed that We had to feed these guys late today while they're eating their grain. They've also cleaned out both of their feeders here. So we're gonna get 2 bales in for them. Now you can see what the feeders look like with absolutely no hay in them. And I guess he's gonna clean out the yard too, because it was getting kind of mucky. So we're gonna scrape this down. It's supposed to rain again today, but hopefully we can get most of it cleaned up. Just had to move the dogs out of the way because they were getting in Arnie's way, and he can't be watching the dogs and trying to do this at the same time. There's still ice and grease under the bedding, you see. See, it is nice to have a concrete platform for scraping things up because it scrapes really nicely. But the problem is it doesn't drain at all. So it gets really, really wet when you have a concrete base. Whereas if you have a gravel or sand base, a lot of the moisture is absorbed and you don't have to clean as often. So there you can see what the feeders look like when they're empty. So that's what they look like. So basically he's just got a wooden deck at the bottom, but he wants to get all this manure up, eh? Now this guy, he's got to go see what that was all about. What is that? Is it silly? You can see how this is a hay pack that he's pulling out, and if that was sitting on your field, it would definitely smother out your grasses. You can see the heat coming off it. So what we do is we gather it up twice a year usually, and with the manure spreader, the spreader will chop it all up into fine pieces and spread it evenly throughout our entire farm, not just one area. And we won't put it on the pastures because it could have parasites in it from the sheep. So all the manure gets put on crop fields. But of course we rotate crop fields with hay fields and vice versa. So over the years, all of our manure goes back to the land, but it's done so that it's the most environmentally and sheep-friendly method we have available to us, and that's another reason we prefer not to feed in the pastures. So because our rams are kind of friendly, this isn't really scary for them. If anything, it's kind of interesting. I can see the looks on their faces, and they're all kind of curious what's going on, but nobody's scared. But always when you remove the manure pack, you're amazed about how high your feeders actually are. some heavy rain supposedly tomorrow, so again we wanted to get this cleaned up as much as we could before the rain. And plus we don't want to have to work out in the rain. Remember when we were unrolling that straw, it was covered in mesh. Like these bales are covered in string. And this is the difference for unwrapping. With the strings, they just pull right off. The wrap is a little more difficult to get off the mesh. I think people use the mesh because they're storing it again outdoors and it repels the rain a little better. But again, ideally in a perfect world, you want to store all your feed indoors, because especially with sheep, other animals tolerate it a little better, but with sheep, they don't tolerate any mold whatsoever. Hey, buddy. So these are the Dorset ram lambs. They're all on one side. Nobody's crying. I think they're quite comfortable being without their mums now. In the next couple of days, once we're caught up on everything, because we've got so much work going on now, we will be sorting the rams and ewes into two groups. The rams will be going into our replacement barn, and then they'll be sorted into market lamb and keeper rams. The ewe lambs will stay in this barn for a little while longer until it fills up. And in the meantime, we're going to be working on filling this barn up. And as you can see, this is the group we bought over this morning. And they've all settled down and they're nice and quiet back there. This barn is much cleaner, airier, brighter than the old barn. So we like to get the lambs over here as quickly as is safely possible. But I think they're going to be pretty excited to be in this barn tonight. And so far we've been having great weather to bring them over too. No -20s in sight right now. Yay. Okay, it's later in the day and we got another pair of Suffolk twins to come out. These are the big boys. So today we got a lot done. We got the coverall cleaned out. We got a group of Dorset ewes and lambs over to the coverall. There was actually 12 ewes and their lambs. We've got this pen here divided into two now. One for Dorsets, one for Suffolks. So that makes it easier to bring them over to the coveralls. We pretty well filled up these two pens already. And we got the creep area set up in the coverall, so it was a busy day and had lots of lambs. Anyway, thanks for watching, and hopefully you'll join us again tomorrow for the next episode at Ewetopia Farms. Bye for now.